So we're going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Okay.
If you had to pick only one cartoon character, it can be from comic strips, comic books, animated cartoons, but only one cartoon character, who would be your absolute favorite cartoon character?
That's a hard one. I like precocious little kids. Mm. Probably Charlie Brown. I'm gonna say Charlie Brown, or Peppermint Patty or Charlie Brown. Yeah, and I've noticed too, like the cartoon version of Snoopy is much different than the comic strip version. And I like
Yes.
the comic strip one. He's a little sweet, but most of the time he's kind of a jerk, and I love that about. So, so yeah, either Charlie Brown, Snoopy, or Peppermint Patty. Sorry, it's three, but yeah,
Well, you said Peppermint Patty earlier when we were talking about
yeah, I
characters.
do love
Is it
Peppermint
because
Patty.
she said Chuck all the time? Hey, Chuck.
That's probably why it started, but no, I just love. I don't know. There's just something about her. What's the word I'm looking for? The
Brash.
innocence she has
Yeah. Well, she's
to the
bold.
kind of the world around her. Like she thinks
Right.
Snoopy is just a kid with a big nose. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That I just it's hilarious. You know what I mean? Like it's just so funny.
Yeah. I mean, she's a kid, but she's almost like stoned, though. You know,
Oh, you
like
think so? Yeah, yeah. I never thought of it that way.
I know I'm probably reading too much into that. I know that's that, like, not aware of
Yeah. You
things.
ever
And
hear the tragic story of Peppermint Patty? Why she falls asleep all the time
yes, in the class, yeah.
in class because her dad travels a lot for her. So a lot of times she's home alone and she's afraid to go to sleep. It's in the strip,
Oh
but
no!
like it's
Wow.
like when you find that out, you're like, oh, I love that kid.
Now I gotta go
Yeah,
look
That's
at
right.
why
my
she's not
book.
doing it. She's
Yeah.
not doing it good at school because it's just her and her dad. Like a lot of times he's not there to help her with homework. I know. So
Yeah.
so layered.
Yeah,
I'm totally seeing it in a different light now.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
changes
yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah.
I always like
Nice. That's a good choice.
I like Marcy. I always liked Marcy.
Yes, Marcy's very funny. Yeah.
Okay, yes, great answer. Okay, so then next is um what would be your favorite comic strip or comic book or animated thing? So like one thing, like it would it like you could say like, oh yeah, it's Peanuts, but if there's one thing that you would revisit over and over and over again as your
Oh, over and over and over again. Hmm. Probably Usagi Yojimbo. Like I find those stories are very timeless. Yeah, the art changes because he's growing as an artist, but just that whole world and I love Stan because he adds so much historic accuracy to his work. He does a lot of research, and I love that about that strip or about that comic book. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you first discover it in a compilation called Critters by any chance?
I did not. Yeah, but I did collect those. Yeah. Um, no, I think I found out because he had like a crossover with Leonardo.
Hmm.
It
Okay.
was like a backup story, I think that Peter Laird wrote. And
Hmm.
so I just picked it up and I was like, this is really like really cool art. Like I really love this art. So I just started collecting them. That was like issue 8, I think. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, so I first saw it in the Critters comics, and I remember drawing the character
Hmm.
a lot.
Hmm.
Oh, cool.
Just
Yeah.
fascinated with the way that
Hmm.
it was the way that he drew the rabbit, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was such
Yeah.
a clever idea to put
To
the
have
top
the
knot.
Yeah.
ear,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so good.
Such
Yeah,
a cool
so
look.
cool.
But yeah, I found out about him because of his involvement with the turtles.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, he's over on this side. I don't know if you guys can
Oh,
see
there he
it.
is. Yeah, you can see. Yep, yep,
See him there?
Nice.
poking up
That's
Yep.
Samurai Jack there, but yeah.
on your windowsill. I
Nice.
saw. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
you have a doll of Usagi too,
Yep.
right? Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
very cool.
Mhm.
Nice.
Okay. Do you have a favorite thing to draw?
Um, hmm. No, I don't think so. I mean, I really like drawing dogs. Dogs, I think, are really fun, and I love drawing bears. Like if I'm kind of stuck, I just draw a bear. I don't know why that is. I guess because they're a little bit easier than drawing, say, a moose or something.
Right.
But I don't know. I often think about bears. I don't think about like deer doing this, but like what do bears do when they're not eating? Do they just like sit there and look around? Like what do
Yeah,
they
yeah,
Yeah,
do? You know
right,
what I mean? Like, and
right,
that's like, I love watching nature shows, but that's what I wish they showed. Like, what do they do on their downtime? You know? Because like, do deer just go stand in the woods and just wait? Like, oh, it's going to be dark soon, so we have to go get water soon. Like, did they just stare at each other? I mean, a bear, I can't imagine doing that. A bear probably, they say they have caught them taking views in,
right.
like grizzly bears and black bears. They caught them like just sitting and staring at like a mountainscape or a lake, which is
that's wild.
hilarious. It's hilarious to me.
I think there's secret lives of all animals. I saw
Mhm.
again today earlier when I was wasting time on my phone, an amazing video of this is in like the Lake District in England, but it would be rolls of not like not like hay, how we do hay in America, we make them look like
Mhm.
marshmallows wrapped in plastic, but
Yeah,
they're rolled, so they have these um round bundles, and
yeah.
they're probably like 10 to 15 feet high, and
Hmm.
there were three sheep, and they jumped up, and they jumped from one, there were like a line of these rolls, probably like 10 of them, and the sheep just jumped from so they're having a good time.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
Yeah,
are these
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
secret lives
yeah,
of animals. They're
yeah,
not
yeah,
just like hanging out. Like
yeah. I
there's
love that when
kids
you
who are
see
like, "Oh, you
animals
want to go jump
playing.
up? Yeah, let's go
yeah,
Yeah,
jump."
right. Yeah, they say otters do that too. They're like they'll actually just go sledding because it's
River
fun. Let's go
otters,
slide.
river otters
Amazing.
juggle. Have you ever
Oh,
seen a?
no, I didn't see them jog. I
This
know
is
they
your
they
new
hold a rock
video.
sometimes.
I
Yeah.
saw it
Okay.
happen. I saw a river otter juggle. They do. You can look it up. They take rocks and they amuse themselves and they juggle rocks.
That's amazing.
They have river otters have fascinating hands.
Yes, they do.
They
Yeah.
and sea
Yeah.
otters are adorable. And the
Hmm.
sea otters do the things where they open their food and they
Yeah. Yeah.
they hold hands so nobody floats away.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So adorable. But river
Yeah.
otters have the fingers, and yeah, you got to watch the
Hmm.
juggling. So that's your assignment is
Yeah.
to go watch those videos. Uh, Do you have an absolutely least favorite thing to draw?
Oh, you know what? I don't like drawing cars. I just have never. I just struggle. Like, it's funny. I can draw a bike. Like, I'll need research, but like, I drew a horse riding a bike once, which is like, I should have gotten an Oscar for that.
Yes.
yeah,
Putting
right.
that out there. Because those are those two hardest things everyone always says. But yeah, drawing cars, it just does not come natural to me,
Yeah.
no matter how many times I've done it. I even watched like I remember when the Cars movie came out in Pixar, I watched like all the behind the scenes stuff and like, all right, maybe I can kind of figure it. Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what
yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's just a struggle. So yeah, it's my least
Yeah.
favorite thing.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating. I think it's a very
Hmm.
common thing with people.
Yeah.
People who really love to draw people somehow don't like to draw vehicles and cars.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, what inspires you? It doesn't have to be artistically inspired, but anything in life. What do you think is the thing that you draw the most inspiration from?
Just my observations, just seeing people and how I think Brent Spiner said everyone is peculiar, like everybody. If you don't think you are, guess what?
Yeah.
You're peculiar. You know what I mean? And someone really smart said years ago, all we have to choose from are difficult people, and that kind of opened my eyes to like, yeah, everyone's just so different. We all, we are the same in a lot of ways, but I just love finding out what people's quirks are and just kind of sitting, and I love people watching. Like I can't wait to go on this cruise because I really haven't been in public too much because
Yeah.
it's just going to be so fun to just sit and watch people, especially like the older people, in their speedos and stuff. It's just
Yeah.
hilarious. It's hilarious to me. I'm not making fun of them. I just find
Sure. Yeah.
joy in just watching those
Yeah.
little things. Like
Yeah.
when I just did this comic convention, and the parents were always interacting with me, and I had my books out so kids could look through them, and I just would watch the expressions on the kids' faces because some of the kids would be like, ha, ha, fart, and they like go through the book, but every once in a while you'd have a kid that's like just disgusted, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm trying to make light of it, make them laugh, and they're not having it. And I think that's funny too. Like, I don't get mad at them. Oh my gosh, it's just so funny to me. So yeah, just observing people and, um, but also I should say I love the beauty of nature. That's what the board panda's big on that. There's a lot of nature in
Mhm.
it. He goes for a little walk in the woods, and so that was like a love letter to the outdoors, that I've always had growing up in the city. Seeing more than two trees together was like, oh my god, a forest. But so I just grew up really appreciating and loving that, and I'm thankful that I live in an area now where I can just walk out back and I can walk for like probably a good mile, of just woods. That's it, and I just find beauty in those little things. Just looking at trees and finding faces in the bark and all those different things, just rocks and sunsets. Daisy will often be like, "Why did you pull over?" And I'm like, "Because that sunset's amazing."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she's learned to appreciate that. But I remember when we were first dating, she's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. And you love to go
Yes,
see like
take the
eclipses.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're never gonna see the sunset again.
You're fascinated with the sky and stars. And
Yeah, stars. Yeah, astronomy.
did you ever see the
Just
Northern Lights?
well, we sort of saw them here.
Here, wait,
But
here was it
yeah,
last year? Was it last year when?
yeah, last year,
Oh,
yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
I
You
didn't have
couldn't.
it that great. It's
No, okay, yeah,
it's
we lived in
running
a
out
pretty
there like,
dark area. Yeah, and it was more or less just like it wasn't like the waves that you see. It was
right,
basically like pulses of color. So
yeah,
you'd see like it'd be purple, it'd be pink, it'd be green, but it wasn't like those. Yeah, I want to see those someday. I really want.
yeah, in
I'm
Alaska.
fascinated by that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've
but yeah,
been to
it's funny.
Alaska, Chris. Have you seen them, or then that's not the right time of year to see them?
it's not the right time of year, and we're not too far north.
Okay.
I think I might
Okay.
actually be there during the NCS Reuben weekend.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
But
okay. Okay.
yeah, I've come close, but never haven't
Yeah.
seen him yet. So.
Yeah. Going back to our observation thing, the difference between my wife and I, we were really lucky to go to New Zealand once.
Oh yeah.
And the whole time we were there it was cloudy. And on one night, it finally cleared up. And I looked up and I literally gasped. And Daisy was like, "What?" And I was like, "The moon. It's upside down because we're upside down."
Oh yeah.
right.
And she was like, "Yeah, whatever." You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. No, I
You're
went to
just like,
Brazil.
"What?
I went to
Whatever."
Brazil,
But
and
I
I did
was
the
like
same
blown
thing.
away
Yeah.
by it,
Yeah, like looking up at the
stuff like
sky
that.
in Brazil, and you're like, why am I?
Yeah, the
Like it's
stars are different. Yeah, because you get
Yeah.
used to like where the stars usually are.
Mhm.
It's really really neat. So,
It is
but
cool.
again, I think that's that whole artistic observation thing. Some people are just wired to do that, and other people aren't, and that's fine. But
For sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay. Do you ever wonder, or is there a hope that you have that people, what you hope what people get out of your work? Like if it's a this is your life Chuck Dillon moment, what do you hope
Oh,
people get from your work?
I just honestly, hope it makes them laugh and it brings them joy. And they see the details that I put into things. Um, because I do extensive research, and I don't go too crazy. Some things, I'm learning to simplify and not add every detail because a lot of times it's just for me. But it's nice when someone says, "Oh, I noticed that little thing you did." That means a lot to me, or that little joke. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh,
I think that's a guarantee. I think it's guaranteed people are laughing at your drawing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the last question is, if you could do anything, money, it's greenlit, you don't like have a single barrier. If you could do anything, do you have a dream project that you would like to do?
Yes, I do a lot of sketchbook journals, I call them, where if I go on a trip, I haven't had really a lot of time to do them in the past 10 years. Um, the last one I did, we went to, my wife works in pharmaceuticals, so she had a job where she had to go to Switzerland, which was right on the border. It's like the northwest corner of Switzerland. It was right on the border of France and Germany. So while she was working, I could kind of take trains into these little, and I made like a sketchbook about it, my experience, things I learned.
Mhm.
Some of it, I call it a semi-fictional because I made up to teach people about different things. I made up these crazy stories that would happen to me in these different towns, would kind of pull in some of the history. And I would love to do that for a living. Like I would just love to do that. And it was, it's very disheartening because you're like, everybody always tells you, like, do what you love, and I did that and like no one bought it. So I'm like, I guess it
Yeah.
didn't work. But I just had, I self-published it. So, but yeah, I would love, I know a few people, a few artists that they travel for a living and then they just basically come back and report, and draw, what they experienced or who they met. But I've never seen cartoonists do that too much. Most of the time, it's like a watercolorist, or they're still
Uh-huh.
amazing, but it would be neat to see a number of cartoonists do that. I think cartoonists may have done that periodically just for fun on like an
Yeah.
Instagram, but to actually have like a job doing that, say for National
Right.
Geographic, because you really, when you do that, you kind of start seeing things in a different light because you're looking for those opportunities. And then when you're sitting there drawing, a lot of times people will engage with you. So it just opens up different windows that you didn't think were there before. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I would really love to do that. Yeah.
Were you
I,
in the area? Is it Luzerne? Like, is that like the?
No, we were in Basel.
Oh yeah, I didn't go to Basel.
Yeah, which is a real tiny town. It's where LSD was created.
I was going to talk about where Toblerone was created. LSD is totally different. That must be an interesting town.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's also where like the basilisk comes from. So like, one of the stories is I meet one of the basilisks,
Okay.
and so that was kind of fun. And, so I didn't go to like any major, like I went to Freiburg
Hmm.
in Bruskau, which is this like little tiny German town. And then the other one was Strasbourg, which is probably the most major
Right.
town I went to.
uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
it
It's
was
a,
just really cool, Uh, but I just love learning about different cultures. I love archaeology. I love history, and so just to be able to like pull all that together would be really, really
that
cool.
would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
That would be awesome. I have a book that makes me think of
Oh yeah.
at arm's length here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
basically
nice.
Ronald Searle doing that
Oh,
on
cool.
various trips,
Yeah.
All
and
over America.
Let me write
it's
that down.
big, fat, giant, thick. I think there's a Kindle version if you can't find the
Oh, okay.
physical one, but
Cool.
it's awesome. So,
Yeah.
like, there is a precedent for it,
Yes. Yeah, I know.
and I would love to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig
Just got to
Thompson did
find
a book
somebody
like
to.
that too, didn't he? After
Oh,
Craig Thompson did
oh
Blankets,
yeah, yeah.
he did like a travel journal.
Carnet de Voyage. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a beautiful book, But yeah, I love doing that stuff. But yeah,
but
cool.
I think
Thanks.
some European cartoonists do that. Like, there's a market for it over there for some of the more well known.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. What's
So,
funny is if you look up my name, Chuck Dillon, there is a travel writer who
oh wow,
specializes in making books about north central Pennsylvania, about like hiking trails and stuff. Spelt my name spelled the exact same way. And I
oh
remember when
funny.
I first started out, he would always come up. And now we're kind of like his is kind of mixed in with mine. But so many people are like, "Oh, I loved your hiking book," and I'm like, "I did not write that hiking book." But I always thought it'd be funny if we, could cross paths someday. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Very cool. All right. Well,
yeah.
thank
Team up for a travel book.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
you. Well, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for participating in our new venture.
Yeah, just an excuse to talk to artists that we like and
Right.
geek out about
Yeah.
cartoon.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah, man.
both your
Thank
work.
you
It
so
was
much.
really nice hanging around with you guys in New York. It was so
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was a blast.
really fun.
Yeah, and I'll see you. I'll see you in Boston.
Yep.
It's coming here, so I'm gonna go.